Hello Aries, it's your turn for your love reading or relationship reading, same thing, for the month of May. Anyways, let's get into it. I have a different setup because it's like it gets to that point where it's like, you know, you gotta change up things, you know. Anyways, I wrote down. Alright, your current position, sorry about that for the camera, it could be, you know, an individual thing, it could be the relationship itself, but your current position in, you know, your relationship is the Ten of Swords in reverse. Usually this has to do with betrayal, this has to do with being stabbed in the back, this has to do with, you know, maybe you've been weighed down with many, you know, hurtful things maybe in the past that you've been dealing with when it comes to relationships. A lot of painful experience. I feel like it's healing indication. Healing of the relationship, your healing as an individual. And then the challenge card is the Two of Wands. So how are we going to move forward? So I feel like you're trying to move forward, you're trying to, you know, move past this period in your life, you know. This is a general reading, so it may not apply to all of you, but to some of you. You know, maybe you were weighed down by the cares of the world, or you have the cares of the world on your shoulders. So I feel like for some of you who've been in a relationship, maybe this past relationship that ended, or you were in a relationship that you weren't moving forward, or this painful experience you are moving forward. And then your Strength card is the Justice. So you are getting your justice served, you are getting a balance to the situation, whatever that may apply to you or a significant other. Maybe you had finance trouble, maybe you didn't have everything you needed. Because I know some of you Aries have been going through, you know, not being balanced within the relationship, or not having, you know, maybe a committed partner or committed aspect, or you're going through legal battles, or you're seeing someone going through legal battles. But I feel like it's more about you moving forward in the relationship, you know, getting a fair exchange, a fair balance when it comes to give and take and give and receiving. Maybe you weren't giving to the relationship the way it needed. Maybe someone wasn't giving in the relationship the way they needed to help you move forward. Alright, so the fourth card is your past influence. So maybe it was about sustaining in the relationship. You needed to make a decision. Also too, I've heard someone use this term, the Two Swords, also in tennis. So maybe your awareness to the situation is being heightened. Maybe your intuition is telling you something is ahead or something's abroad, and that you're trying to move forward when it comes to you and a significant other. Maybe there was an injustice done in the relationship. Maybe the person in the past that caused you this pain or forbearance or grievance, you know, maybe there was an injustice done to you and it left you feeling in lack, inadequacy. You couldn't move forward in the situation. And so you couldn't make a decision on it. And so the future influence is the World card. So I feel like with this, it's an indication, you know, things are coming full circle. You know, the World card is about change, divine coming in, maybe clearing up some of this lost, painful experience, and you can start to move forward. I know a few days ago I did I was talking about the divine masculine, divine feminine. Well, the divine feminine, she's moving forward. You know, she's getting her justice served. You know, you may have lost things in the past. You may have, you know, been this divine feminine who has lost things, but also you've gained things. And I feel like, you know, things are changing. You know, maybe you had to learn a trial and error. You had to learn from this painful experience that kept you in an indecisive move and you couldn't move forward. So I feel like with the World card, things are changing first, full circle. And I don't really like to use the word karma like a lot of people, because it's just a cause and effect pretty much. You know, there's consequences to things in our lives that we choose, whether it's good or bad. Now the outcome is the Lovers in reverse. Lovers is a card of Gemini. You could have been dealing with a Gemini, or you're carrying all this energy, but it's an outcome to the relationship, but it's in reverse. So I feel like you're in a period of transition, I feel like, because you've got this Justice card right here. You could be dealing with a Libra too. So maybe things aren't as full circle, yet things aren't as balanced as they appear. Maybe that's an indication that maybe someone in your life who is a Libra, there's some legal battles, legal justice that needs to be served in order for you to get a rebalance in your life. You also could have Libra in your chart. Who knows? But I feel like it's more an indication, you know, with this reading that, you know, there has to be a fair exchange of balance. You know, you can't give too less or too much to another person who's aren't willing to, you know, make a decision. Maybe this person you've been dealing with in a relationship, or you couldn't make a decision. So I feel like things are in your best interest when it comes to, you know, the World card. Things are changing for the better. Bye-bye, Aries.